Alright, you guys. So, really cool update. Today we got the Mouge HTML Editor over here. We got most of it, put online. This is all the pictures, but we'll today, with God's help, show you some really cool updates, how to use this editor, what's the meaning of the editor, how we're going to use it, and how you could use it as well. Okay, so here we have this git bash. It's a terminal shell. It's pretty much like any other terminal. You could do WSL, right? You could do exit. You could log out of WSL. It's pretty much like running PowerShell, right? But the reason why it's useful is because we can right click and we could do git bash, and pretty much we could run the same programs as we do in here in the PowerShell. I don't really know the reason for this, but the point is we could use this command called git, right? So this is gonna let us clone this repository online, and we're gonna show you how to install it, right? So we're gonna do cd. We're gonna go to this desktop. Okay, so what we're gonna do is on the desktop, we're gonna do clone. Git clone, and we're gonna copy this link, enter, boom. It shows up over here on our desktop. And what we're gonna do, we could do two things. We could either go right click here, git bash open, or what we can do is we can cd dot Mouge HTML. Either way, if we do print working directory, both of us, we find out we're in the same location, right? Which is the terminal shell location of this exact little folder. So this is the GUI, this is the CLI, this is the client user interface, CLI. Client interface or whatever. Anyway, it's the shell, and this is what we're gonna do to run this program, and that's the most important thing we're trying to do over here. Excuse me. So we're just gonna write super simple program. This should work on all your computers. Node, if you have Node, you just have to have this thing installed called Node. So therefore, we're gonna go to this localhost. We're gonna restart, and that's gonna get us over here. So as you see, we have really cool options here. This is the nodes. Now when we do help, backticks R is going to give us render sequence, backticks W when we hold up the backtick, and W is going to give us the render view. Backtick E is going to open the modal, and backtick shift is toggle edit mode. Okay, so you have the help options here, and then backtick right and left is supposed to give us I'll show you guys how this works. So pretty much the point of this thing is to kind of make it simple to show how this HTML thing is rendering when we render it in this HTML kind of node editor. Now, in regular HTML and CSS and JavaScript, right, this would work in from top to bottom, left to right. It really goes down. There's a certain way it reads it. There's three levels of the execution phase. There's like the parsing. First comes the parsing, then comes the create mode, and then comes the actual runtime. And that's what happens like in the three phase. That's what we discussed with Chat GPT. Probably it was an error video a long time we was talking about how it goes. Now, but the thing is, here we want to just see a visual of the actual nodes. Now when we press backticks W, this is really cool. This actually shows you the exact same way it's supposed to render in a real actual document. If you were to write it with like a regular editor like this, if you write the same thing here, this is how it would render in in the actual output. It's supposed to be the exact same, right? Now, just take in mind, this is an iframe. It's supposed to be if there's any what's it called, things that are specific to iframe, we're gonna have to learn more about it. But so far, it pretty much renders the exact same. It's pretty much the same as if you were to run an HTML interpreter online, because that also uses iframe. Okay, anyway, so it's pretty cool. So now this is another cool feature of this thing. You're able to go three-dimensional over here. So what you can do. So first of all, I wanted to show you guys the backtick shift lets you make a new node, right? Now when you press back shift off, see, it's supposed to pop up, but anyway, here's the edit mode. Automatically when you click it, you could edit it, right? So if you were to do like div yo what's up, right, dash div close tag, right, and we could kind of shape it, right? We can make it look cool, make the box a little bigger, right? Now we want to look at the render sequence. So this comes first, then this comes second, then this comes third, right? Now that's exactly what we're gonna see. This is hello, this is the second node, and yo, what's up? So that's the same way we're gonna see it render, because it goes 1, 2, 3. Now this is the cool part, is if you want to get rid of this, right, we're gonna go back, we're gonna get rid of this guy, we're gonna go to the next page, and we're gonna make this guy, we're gonna go to render mode, we're gonna put this guy over here. Okay, so so we're gonna get out at render mode, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna click this and see so see on this page it's number 1, but what we gotta do is we gotta get to number 3, because then that will be showing us that it's number 3. So as you see, when we sequence between these pages, we can see that this is number 1, this is number 2, and this is number 3. And then when we press backtick shift W, you see it's the correct sequence mode. So it's just, you can go into the page actually, which is kind of crazy. You can go into the page and you could change the sequence if you wanted to. Now if you wanted to, you can make this 3, and then the next page you can make this 2. So as you can see, this is gonna be, the second one's gonna be yo what's up now. Okay, so it's, oops, I gotta get this guy out of here. Yo what's up. So we're gonna get out of it. We're on the mode yo what's up. All right, this is cool. So and now this project, thank God, was majorly helped with to build this majorly was built by Chat GPT. We were honestly like pressing this model Chat GPT to make this, which is awesome. And it was finally able to get like a good solid like output kind of what this thing's supposed to be, which is pretty much this editor that like lets you like edit the code, and at the same time let you like drag the code around and like go into the code, kind of make new pages, and have it all be one set of one piece of code, one big code render. And you could go like super crazy with this. Now another cool feature is backticks right and left. Will let you, how to say, sequence between the actual pages. It's another shortcut command. We actually haven't got it inside here, but if you're listening to this, you can use it. It will work. Backtick, forward, but right arrow, backtick, left arrow. Should let you sequence. Okay, so yeah, with God's help, we're gonna kind of right now try looking up some code. This is specifically made for like Chat GPT, and like, you know, it was made for learning with Chat GPT. It was like the goal was to make an editor that makes it easier for you to learn with Chat GPT. Because there's so much stuff that it writes such deep code. We need like precision editing. So that's why we created this thing. Thank God. And yeah, it's amazing. Thank God. Now, you know, you guys are also listening to somebody who's kind of into and kind of learning code. And so that's why this is so exciting, because it's kind of like a beginner's app. All right, so we're gonna learn a little bit about drag, and then we're gonna, with God's help, get back to you guys next video. Okay, how does drag work in HTML? All right, so we're gonna learn a little bit about this thing over here. Okay, so we're gonna paste this guy over here, and the cool thing is it has a little main like syntax highlighting, which makes it really nice. Just basic syntax highlighting, you know. So we're gonna go like this. Alright, so now we're gonna go to the render mode, render sequence. We're gonna go to the we're gonna go to the render. How do we call it? We're gonna go to render mode. Yep. So we're gonna press backtick W, and boom. Okay. So we got this thing over here. What we're gonna do, and this is another cool feature right here, is we're gonna go back to sometimes you gotta click out of this thing in order to get the function back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna save. So we're gonna do 5 drag and say 5 drag. So if we want to load it, we have 5 drag over here. This is a good way to load it by naming it with the numbers. So for example, when we refresh and we get our basic nodes again, we want to load. We can just click number 4 because it's 5 drag, but also we can write the name of it. 4, 5 loaded, 5 drag, and boom, we're back in here, back into the thing. Boom. And if you see, if we reload the whole thing, it's gonna work again with God's help, right? And this is the cool thing about this editor, is because that's how it's written inside the program. 4, which is 5 drag, boom, loaded 5 drag. Alright guys, it's some big stuff, some big movements, boom. And and this is a cool way to dissect the code and see how it works, you know, because here's gonna be so we're gonna go like this, boom, draggable, and we see this is the, if we do R, this is our third sequence. Okay, yo, what's up? Okay, let's go back and see what's our second sequence. Yo, what's up? Oh, that's funny. Okay, that's very funny. So that's why, so it says first hello, then our yo, what's up, and then that's when we get this next thing. So that's exactly what we see over here. Hello, yo, what's up, and then we got this section over here. Alright, you guys, this is cool stuff. With God's help, we'll be back to you guys next video. With God's help, I'll also put the link to the program in the description below, so check it out. Also subscribe, like the videos, and yeah, with God's help, we'll be back to you guys next couple videos and more videos to come. Alright, you guys, peace.